What's up, everybody, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Spider-Man retro cards, Marvel Legends, Spider-Man Unlimited. So, before we get into the figure, let's take a look at the packaging. So, it's your usual kind of retro card packaging. Let me take my phone off here to show it off a little bit better, because these boxes are pretty big. But it's your usual retro card packaging with the nice 90s style look to it. I love these retro cards so much. Got a look at Spider-Man Unlimited right there on the front of the box. Got him in there in the bubble there. Spin it to the back, and you got a look at Spider-Man Unlimited right there. And then you got a little bio right there, talking about like Carnage and stuff like that. Got a look at the figure there, and a kind of a little bit of mock-up, and then you got some other figures for the wave. Still waiting on Chameleon and Agent Venom to come in the mail, but other than that, let's get them opened up and take a closer look. So here he is out of the package, and he looks awesome. So just take a look at the figure real quick here, because I am going to be painting him up, because unfortunately he's a little bit bland. I don't know why they did not decide to cell shade him. Very missed opportunity, since he appears in the show entirely cell shaded, with shadows and everything, and the eyes are supposed to be yellow. But I will be doing my own cell shade to him to hopefully bring out those that look from the actual show. But going over the details first here. Does have from the calves down, it looks like, it is sculpted and everything. I don't know if it's a new sculpt, but it looks really, really nice. And it's painted pretty decently well. A little off there, but it's painted pretty decent. Same thing with the other side here. Looks pretty good, maybe a little off. Got this red paint on the inside of the legs here. Pretty sure most of this body is reuse. Don't know from what figure though. Almost looks like it could be a Bucky cap almost, but not 100% sure. No, it wouldn't be Bucky cap, I don't think, because Bucky cap does not have butterfly joints. But it is definitely a reuse from something, for the most part, because from the looks like, yeah, from the waist up and the little shoulders here, it is definitely a whole new sculpt, because they sculpted the Spider logo in, which I'm happy that they did that. They didn't have to do that, but they did, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's completely new sculpt and everything for this figure specifically, because they could have easily just printed it on and called it a day, but they actually sculpted it in, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now the arms are not sculpted in, but they got this kind of red paint going down, or it's like maroon reddish. And for the most part, it is pretty clean. It's a pretty decently clean paint job. Really do love the look of the Spider logo there. Then these wrist gauntlets, which are a separate piece, because when you take the hand off, these come off with it. Yeah, these look really, really nice. And originally, when they revealed this figure, they teased it with these kind of like pieces here. Really great touch. Honestly, again, easily could have just been printed on, but they did not do that. They're actually full-on 3D separate pieces, and they look really nice. Overall, this figure is just fantastic. I love the way this looks. And you got the web cape too here at the back, which looks really nice too. Very well done. Very Spider-Man 2099-ish, which, if you did not know, originally there was going to be a Spider-Man 2099 show, but for whatever reason, they decided not to do that, and they decided to do some, like, really strange, like, sequel, to, the 90s animated series, which was allegedly supposed to be this guy, but a lot of people just did not see it that way, me included. Yeah, so that's kind of like a funny little story. That's why he kind of looks very familiar and close to almost like a Spider-Man 2099-ish kind of suit, because originally the show was supposed to be that. But honestly, I love the suit. I think it looks great. Very underrated show, in my opinion. Yeah, taking a look at head sculpt here, because I forgot to talk about the head sculpt. The head sculpt is pretty nice. Does really invoke that show aesthetic. Almost kind of comes off as almost Ultimate Spider-Man-ish. That's why I thought about getting a third one of these, because if you didn't know, I do have an extra one of these figures for the giveaway. So make sure to like and subscribe, and of course comment down below, why does this show have furries, and follow my socials and everything, and I will pick a winner. I will announce it on the YouTube post section, and I will also DM whoever the winner is who has followed me, and I will hope to expect a DM back, for addresses and whatnot and everything. But yeah, head sculpt isn't too bad. There are some things I want to talk about though concerning the head sculpt. But other than that, pretty much the basis of what I can go over this figure with. Now I think it's time we give him a pretty cel-shaded paint job. And here we have the Spider-Man Unlimited figure, all cel-shaded up and looking a lot better than what it originally looked like. If they just put the cel shade on the face, maybe it would have passed, but at the same time, doesn't this just look so much better? So here we have the cel shaded version. Now, this cel shading was not easy to do, mainly due to the fact that there is so much going on and not really a good idea of where a lot of the cel shade sections go. I kind of had to use some reference photos, mainly this one right here is the one that I used, so that's the one I copied just to give it that cel shade look. But as you can see, some areas don't really look as shaded as most, but oops, don't want to do that. But so basically what I did here is, of course, one side leg here I did with the shade there on the leg. It's kind of hard to see and tell, but you can see like there's the black shading and everything like on the leg and whatnot, and same thing for the other leg here. Tried to get it as good as I possibly could. It was super difficult to actually get this cel shade to work, but I definitely did my best. Some areas are a little bit a little iffy, and sorry for the kind of tone in this video, I guess I should say. If you guys have been kind of seeing my community posts and stuff, you guys probably know what's been going on. I'll probably make a video about that down the road, but it's a bit personal right now, but doing my best. Wanted to refilm this video, but yeah, I did the cel shading here too on the body, and I made it reach pretty much all the way with the black there. What was really difficult for me is if I wanted to add the kind of light blue or not. I think the light blue honestly kind of fits and conforms pretty well, so I did end up adding it. As you can see, I put black in between like all the different sections here and there, and then there is some on the hands too as well, like the biceps and whatnot. It's super hard to see just because of the darkness of these colors and everything, but trust me, it is there. It's just also reflecting off the matte finish I put on it. But I did some light blue for the collars and everything too, and then obviously the neck area, and of course the head. The head, honestly, I think I did a really good job with the cel shading for the head. I think that came out really well. I do like some of the sections that I did with the light blue, black combo. But then, of course, spinning it to the back, there's really nothing going on, like, almost at all. There's just a couple little bit on the legs there, a little bit on, you know, the back side there, and just a little bit, just filling in the places that the cape doesn't cover. I got some on the shoulders there, some on the back. Nothing really on the arms. I probably should have put something, but I didn't really put much of anything. Yeah, I mean, this cape is also pretty cool. I thought about putting something with the cape, because the cape is, like, sculpted super, super, super well. I thought about putting paint on the cape, but I kind of opted not to, just due to the sake of, I don't know, it might chip off a lot faster, just because of the material. But that is pretty much it for my custom work I've done to it. Really nothing crazy, just some shell shading and whatnot. But overall, I really love the sculpt of this figure. Of course he wants to fall over. But overall, I really do love the sculpt of this figure. Cell shading it was kind of fun in some... Oh, come on. Some parts of it were pretty fun to do. Like, I'll say I think the head was kind of fun to do, and definitely the torso was challenging. To say the least, it's definitely the most challenging cell shade job I've done. But I think it came out pretty well. But that is pretty much it for the details. Now it's time to look at the accessories, as to which he comes with very little. So, as for accessories, you do of course get a pair of fists. And of course you do also get a pair of the whippers. And you do get a pair of wall crawlers. So, you don't get a crazy amount of accessories, but you pretty much get all you need with this figure. But anyway, let's get into the articulation. As for articulation, it's going to be extremely standard. So, as far as the head goes, it is on the disc ball joint, so you can look down about that far. You can look up, pretty decent, considerable amount. You can do a full 360, and there is, of course, some head tilts. The shoulders have a butterfly joint that goes forward about that far. Back, pretty much about that far. And then the arm can go up about that far. I could try and push it, but I'd be scratching paint at that point. So it goes up about that far, I'd say. And it does do a full 360. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, goes past 90 degrees. Your usual, you know, swivel and hinge, Marvel Legends style hands. Then the waist has an ab crunch that goes forward about that far. And back, pretty much about that far. Your standard ones. And then, of course, a waist swivel. Can do the splits about that far. You can kick up about that far. Back, not so much. Does have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that are pinless. And, you know, all the joints are pinless on this. But they go pretty much all the way. Like so. Boot cut. Feet can go up about that far. Down pretty far. And, of course, your ankle pivots. So, you know, pretty standard articulation as far as a Legends, you know, Spidey figure goes. But that's pretty much all you need for this figure. Yeah. Decent articulated. You're going to get them in poses that you're going to want to get them into. But without further ado, let's do a pose test. So, with the pose test out of the way, let's get into the size comparisons. So, there's the Spider-Man Unlimited figure, and we'll go out with the, we'll start with the smallest first. So, of course, here he is next to my Ultimate Spider-Man custom there. Just kind of try and give a little bit of an animated kind of feel. So, there he is next to Ultimate Spider-Man. And then, of course, here he is next to the Walmart exclusive animated series Spider-Man. Technically, both supposed to be part of the kind of same animated universe, but clearly very two different visions. But that is him next to animated Spidey. Here he is next to the kind of renew your vows-ish kind of body. Black suit Spider-Man. So there he is next to him. And then, as a kind of final comparison here, I will just show him off next to an upcoming review, which is the Marvel Legends Agent Venom from the same wave. So, pretty much with that out of the way, of course, we'll also mention here, I am giving away another one of these Spider-Man Unlimited figures as part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. The giveaway will run on for a week after this video posts, and then I will pick a giveaway winner, and there will also be some, Raimi trilogy kind of extra throw-ins as a token of my appreciation for you guys, and also a bit of a condolence for not really posting as much and everything. While there is good reason behind why I haven't posted and why I've been kind of gone, I will probably explain some of that in my 1,000 subscriber special, because I am still working on that video too as well. But just wanted to say that. I will talk about the giveaway again at the end of the video. But anyway, let's go on to the final thoughts. So, as for the final thoughts on this Spider-Man Unlimited figure, overall, I love it. The sculpt work is really great for the torso. I love the added bits on the wrists. Only thing is it kind of sucks it didn't really come with any paint. It would have been nice if they, did at least the cell shade on the face, but they didn't even do that, so it kind of felt very bland. But overall, it looks a lot better now with the cell shading that I added to it. Even though I couldn't really add any to the back of the figure, just due to how this figure honestly is and the character and whatnot. I think the amount that I did was more than enough to pretty much kind of give off the effect of the cell shading. I do love the web cape too as well. Could have maybe used some other accessories, but overall, it's a pretty great figure. With that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, and for the giveaway, of course, I'm giving away one of these figures for the 1,000 sub special. Will be lasting a week, and I will throw in some Sam Raimi trilogy kind of items. But I appreciate all of you guys, and I'm sorry that I was gone for so long. A lot has happened, a lot of really bad stuff, but I may address that. I'm definitely not in a lot of detail, just the basics. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below for the giveaway. Why does this show have furries? And I will announce the giveaway winner soon.